Hello everyone, thank you for joining me and thank you for your continued support. This is the day that a lot of people are, have been dreading, should we say. This is the release of the white paper, Get Britain Working, and I've just had a quick read through it to see what it contains, and I'm going to take you through it as well. It's quite a long document. It's on the gov.uk website. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description below. However, if you can't make that work, then if you go to gov.uk, scroll down to the bottom of the page and you'll see news. Click on that, and in there will be, somewhere near the top, there will be this report. So I'm not going to go through everything, obviously, because it's quite long, but I'm going to give you the salient points, and then you can of course read through the rest of it at your leisure. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is the press release. Biggest employment reforms in a generation unveiled to get Britain working again. This is all done by Liz Kendall, who wants to achieve an ambitious 80% employment rate. So, the white paper on the biggest reforms to employment for a generation published today, backed by £240 million investment. Jobcentres transformed across Great Britain, and every young person to have access to an apprenticeship, quality training and educational opportunities. Mental health support to be expanded and extra capacity deployed to reduce waiting lists in areas with highest levels of inactivity. Measures announced in white paper will fuel growth as government rebuilds Britain in a decade of national renewal. So it comes as start figures show 1.5 million people are unemployed, over 9 million are inactive, and a record 2.8 million are out of work due to long-term sickness. Young people have also been left behind, with 1 in 8 young people not in education, employment or training, and 9 million adults lack the essential skills they need to get on in work. This white paper sets out a fundamentally different approach to the employment support system, backed by £240 million of investment to target and tackle the root causes of unemployment and inactivity, and better join up health skills and employment support based on the unique needs of local communities. This includes tackling ill health as the biggest driver of inactivity by fixing the NHS. This includes deploying extra staff to cut waiting lists in areas of high inactivity, expanding access to mental health support, as well as a greater focus on prevention to stop people becoming ill in the first place. The outdated Jobcentre system will also be transformed into a new National Jobs and Careers Service focused on people's skills and careers instead of just monitoring and managing benefit claims. Mayors and councils will be empowered to join up local work, health and skill support in ways that meet the specific needs of their local areas. The government is also delivering a new youth guarantee, so every young person has access to education or training to help them find a job, and transforming the apprenticeship levy in England into a more flexible growth and skills levy backed by 40 million to expand opportunities for young people to develop skills and get into work. Independent review will also be launched in how employers can better support to employ people with disability health conditions and to keep them in the workplace, ensuring that more people can benefit from a sense of dignity, purpose and financial independence. I would say that they need to get the current system working, where they provide financial support and tools and whatever it might be needed to help people in the workplace. That has got a huge waiting list. I think that's one of the first things they need to look at. Building on these reforms, the government will bring forward measures to overhaul the Health and Disability Benefits Service so it better supports people to enter and remain in work and tackle the spiralling benefits bill. Consultation will be published in the spring as part of a commitment to put the views and voices of disabled people at the heart of any policy changes that directly affect them. So basically that's what they said. The Prime Minister has said, from the broken NHS, flatlining economy and the millions of people left unemployed and trapped in an inactivity spiral, this government inherited a country that simply isn't working. But today we've set out a plan to fix this, a plan that tackles the biggest drivers of unemployment and inactivity and gives young people their future back through real, meaningful change instead of empty rhetoric and sticking plaster politics. We are overhauling job centres to make them fit for a modern age. We are giving young people the skills and opportunities they need to prepare them for the jobs of the future. We are fixing the NHS so people get the treatment and mental health support they desperately need to be able to get back to work. And we're working with businesses and employers to better support people with disabilities and health conditions to stay and progress in work, and it doesn't stop there. So That's what Keir Starmer says. Liz Kendall said, to get Britain growing, we need to get Britain working again. Our reforms will break down barriers to opportunity, help people get into work and on at work, allow local leaders to boost jobs and growth, and give our children and young people the best opportunities to get on in life. We can build a healthier, wealthier nation, driving up employment and opportunity, skills and productivity while driving down the benefit bill. The employment reforms will be underlined by the principle that people who can work will be expected to work, with clear consequences if they don't properly engage with the government's employment support offer. The fundamental principles of reform set out in the white paper include fixing the NHS and tackling economic inactivity caused by ill health. A quarter of all people aged 16 to 64 have a long-term health condition that limits their day-to-day activities, with disabled people nearly 3 times more likely than non-disabled people to become economically inactive. Well, they've just answered their own question there, haven't they? Given the strong evidence on the health benefits good for work, extra capacity will be deployed to reduce NHS lists in 20 NHS trusts across England on the highest levels of economic inactivity. They're providing extra 22.6 billion of resources spending for the Department of Health and Social Care. This will support NHS in England to deliver an additional 40,000 elective appointments a week and make progress towards a commitment that patients should expect to wait longer than 18 weeks from referral to consultant-led treatment. Well, okay, but they're going to need to put in place doctors and nurses to do that. They will deliver an additional 8,500 new mental health staff, and also expand access to individual placement and support for severe mental illness, reaching 140,000 more people by 2028-29. On top of this, the government will take a prevention-first approach to an expansion of talking therapies, a landmark tobacco and vapes bill, and a range of steps to tackle obesity. They're also going to invest 112 million in 8 areas across England and Wales to mobilise local work, health and skill support. So anyone who wants to work can get joined-up support they need. This includes funding in 3 of the trailblazing areas for NHS accelerators to stop people falling out of work completely due to ill health. These 3 areas will be North East, South Yorkshire and West Yorkshire. So it looks like they're going to be highlighted as areas where they're going to try and keep people with ill health in work. That's what it sounds like. These 8 trailblazers will be at the forefront of designing how locally joined up support will work in practice across England and Wales. Job centres will be overhauled and brought together with the National Careers Service, and £55 million investment to help people get into work, stay in work, build skills and progress careers. A radically improved digital offer will be trialled to bring job centres into the 21st century, including AI to provide up-to-date information on job skills and other support. Staff at job centres will have more flexibility to offer more personalised service, moving away from tick box culture. Testing and designing will be carried out. Testing and digital design will be carried out next year to understand how best to bring DWP services online. Delivering the youth guarantee. The white paper unveils a new partnership with some of Britain's most iconic cultural and sporting organisations, including Premier League, Channel 4, Royal Shakespeare Company, who will offer work or learning opportunities to inspire and upskill the next generation. And it goes on to talk about other things as well, including new opportunities will be the responsibility of young people to take them up. And in return, these new opportunities, young people will be expected to engage with training or work that's on offer, so no young person is left behind. And this is basically most of what's going to happen, including obviously they're going to involve more mayors and local authorities to help with this as well. And it all sounds really good. I think this is something that's going to take time. They're not going to be able to do this overnight. They're not going to be able to change the NHS. They're not going to be able to feel the benefit and the difference of all of this straight away. So I don't think this is something that, from tomorrow you're going to be expected to work. I don't think it's going to work like that. I think what it's going to be is going to be a gradual thing over perhaps a year, maybe 2 years, to try and help people get into work if they want to work. And of course, that is the key element for me. If you want to work, then they're going to try and help you. But it doesn't sound like they're going to actively make you work if you can't. So that's the takeaway I would get from this. But let me know what you think down in the comment section. I will, of course, leave a link to this so that you can read it in its entirety if you so wish. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know down in the comment section and I'll speak to you next time.